Welcome to the Bill Brasky.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Well, given the history
Tommy.
Sorry, I would.
Oh, I was just saying, Tommy, I mean, you were in the military. Is there anything you can say that you saw that was classified that you can talk about that won't get you shot in the head?
No, because I just had a secret clearance, so the stuff I saw wasn't that big a deal.
But one thing I read is that, when people get like an honorable discharge from like these programs, that's when they're really going undercover. So like basically Oswald got kicked out of that fake double agent program, but he actually did
wasted. Do you think David Chapman, who shot John Lennon, do you think he was MK Ultra?
Yeah, like you mean Manchurian Candidate and MK Ultra? I think so. I think all of them, even the guy who killed RFK, he was.
Sirhan.
Yeah, so that's it. And then you start to think, well, was Lennon killed? Was Mark David Chapman like messed around with?
Yeah.
Because some of the people
the other one, like I said, Hinckley was the one who shot Reagan, and literally Bush was having dinner with Hinckley's parents the day it happened. So
yeah, I remember that.
I don't know how you people can't put these dots together,
Yeah, I think there's
because that's a microaggression, I believe, against the Indian people.
Well, yeah, everybody that all these people got killed. RFK, was it Malcolm X?
Yeah.
All of them.
Tupac.
Morrison, Tupac, yeah. But we can talk about that after we do the Chaos book, because that, if you think like Oswald is just like working with the CIA, and then there's MK Ultra maybe, but then when you look at the Manson, you can basically say that Manson is kind of like Oswald.
I don't give him any credit. I think it was just a bunch of dumb fucking hippies on a shit ton of acid and LSD, and a guy who's like a midget that wanted to like kill people because the guys from the Beach Boys says he sucks. So, I mean, I really don't think it's that complicated. I don't think you're fucking dealing with this master genius in Manson. It's like if Miser got power, is what I think Manson is.
Well, I think there's there's a kind of seesaw balance between that and that. But Randy's been reading the Chaos book. I've read it, and it basically when Manson is released from jail in '67, he's basically never done acid, and his handler or parole officer, David Smith, he's basically doing research on giving LSD to rats. And David Smith looked after, Mary Bruner's baby with Manson.
Do you know what's the crazy thing about Manson? How did Robert Blake ever play Manson?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because he was Beretta, dude. And I'm telling you right now, he was a small little crazy fucking guy who liked to kill people. That's all Manson was. You guys are crazy if you're like, he's an MK Ultra super secret agent. No, a bunch of smelly fucking 34s were fucking getting high with him.
But all his
Chaos, Bill.
As soon as you read, it's just all in depositions, and it's all like fact. When Manson leaves, he basically hooks up with and supervised by there's David Smith, and then there's Roger Smith. Roger Smith is an MK Ultra program, and he was Manson's parole officer in Haight-Ashbury between like 67 and 69. Like Manson when he was in Haight-Ashbury, he was basically in contact with Roger Smith, and that's when they made the family. But they kind of convinced the Beach Boy, Dennis Wilson. They convinced him that he kind of did it with Manson, but really Roger Smith, his parole officer, who was basically had a ongoing program, in Haight-Ashbury at the time. And then Jolly West, he also went. Jolly West. He was also in San Francisco, and they were all like within a block of each other. And Manson was taking the family, and it was growing. There were more and more girls with him, and he was going into. Jolly West basically runs MK Ultra, and he opened a house for hippies, and he was giving them acid. And then Manson's there. Jolly West was never there. He was always with the family, training them.
This makes complete sense, though, now. I'm seeing it from a new
it's not whether it's
perspective.
sense. It's not whether it's sense. It's just
it
fact.
does.
It's just fact.
No. Just because, like, if you think about what you're saying, you're laying it out. The Beach Boys technically were a complete MK Ultra program to reprogram boomers, and then, in the 80s, to get them to support Reagan and everything, fucking Kokomo came out.
Well, that's the main. That's if you want to jump. If you want to jump, you can just say basically, the CIA programmed Manson and the family, and then they call Manson's definitely an informant, but there's different types of informant. There's informants that's like relaying, and then there's informants that they're just kind of pushing or easing. They're fucking them up, and then they're pushing them towards their targets.
Which one was
the house? And basically, the house they hit, Tate.
Yeah.
They were basically funding the Black Panthers. Melcher, Sharon Tate, Polanski. It's not even like made up. I'm not making it up. That's a fact.
But that's
so did they do that by accident? No, because they actually went to do them another house, and Tex Watson cut the wire on another house the night before, and then they weren't there, or it wasn't. It didn't cut he cut the wrong line. He cut their cable station. This is quite funny. He cut their cable station. Back then, the cable was kind of a luxury thing, but he cut their cable instead of their telephone line. So they just left the house and went out to this club. But then the next night, again, they were targeting those people because they were sending a message to those people that, don't fund the Black Panthers.
Wasted. We have a actual expert on the Black Panthers with us, Thomas. Can you tell us what the Black Panthers' mindset was at the time?
Oh, they didn't like the white man. I know that.
Of course. I mean, do you think this was a plot against Whitey?
It could have been, but I know. Did they do this with the Unabomber? Like, he went to college and they brainwashed him.
Unabomber. Who wants to run? Wasted. Do you want to take the ball again, or
they did the same thing to Whitey Bulger?
Yeah, Whitey Bulger was in prison at the same time as Manson, and he also got MK Ultra.
Okay.
So did the Unabomber.
No, Whitey Bulger was a fucking crazy guy well before he was in fucking prison, dude.
Yeah, but what they do is he was an informant, right? Again,
Yes.
He's like Manson. He's like Oswald. They put these people in a position, and then he claims that he was like MK Ultra. He was in the program. Doesn't mean he necessarily did anything, or doesn't mean he wasn't psycho to begin with. But they could have held him in position using that.
Does Team Brazil MK Ultra Jarmo? Like, when he joined, did Team Brazil go, all right, we got to MK Ultra this fucking weird Swedish bastard? I mean, what do you guys think on that?
If anything, they had to dial it back with him.
That makes sense. Good answer, Randy. Good answer. I like where your head's at.